KCC311 for week number 8. We're going to be talking about quantitative data, in particular, first video, mean, median, mode, and also the standard deviation. So if I give you a big data set, you have Divi data, I'm going to deal with taxi data, but the process is going to be exactly the same. Mean, also known as the average, median, which I think we've heard of both of those before, certainly. The mode, I think that one is also familiar to folks. The standard deviation, okay, now this might be starting to get a little more unique, but all four of those are very easy to calculate with a spreadsheet. I'll go through that process right now. Now, mean, first one. The mean is another way to think of the average. So look at this data here, the taxi data. We need to have numerical data. You cannot find the average of the taxi company, for instance. That doesn't make any sense. But we have a lot of different numerical data here. In particular, I'm going to look at the trip duration. And guess what? When you look at the Divi data, you're also going to have trip duration. So it's really this similar concept. How long are you in a taxi versus how long are you on a bicycle? What is the average trip of a taxi rider? So I click in this box right here. I'm going to type equals. You always start with an equals symbol. Now, I could type mean, nothing pops up. Another name for the mean is the average. I type the word average. Hey, look, it pops up. There's some different types of averages. I just want the first one, average. Double click. That little parenthesis says get some numbers. Well, what numbers do I want? I want all the numbers in column C. So I click the C. If you want to click the numbers and drag down, that's fine. However, there's more than, I think there's 5,000 taxi rides here. That's a lot of numbers. I just click the C. It's a little easier. Close the parentheses in my formula, hit enter. It thinks a little bit, and it shoots out 789. So in other words, the mean, the average taxi ride over these 5,000 sample is 789 seconds. Wait a minute, that's hard to understand. So I do 789 divide by 60. I hit enter. It says the average taxi ride is about 13 minutes. Okay, that's a little more relatable. Median. We always start with a equal symbol. The median is the middle data. Half or above, half or below. This one is much more simple. I can just type the word median. Actually, it pops up right there. Double click median. The parenthesis says, tell me some numbers. Right? Column C. Wash, rinse, repeat. It says 600, just like that. Okay, and actually, now I can do that in my head. 600 divided by 60 is 10. The median taxi ride is 10 minutes. Half of the people ride less than 10 minutes. Half the people ride more than 10 minutes. The mode. The mode is the most often. Go for it and type it right away. Mode, it's right there. Double click. Parentheses says type the data. Click the data. Click column C. Parentheses right there. 420. 420 divided by 60 is going to be 7 minutes. So you can see that the average taxi ride is bigger. The median and the mode, the middle and the most frequent, are smaller, 10 minutes and 7 minutes. You know what that means? That means that this average is probably bigger because some people take super long rides and it sort of distorts the data or skews the data. But anyways, that's a whole different thing. Standard deviation. Now, this one might not be familiar. Very quick description. Standard deviation is how spread out is the data. Now, if everybody's riding the taxi about exactly 10 minutes, it'll be a small standard deviation. But no, we know that's not the case. If you need to go to the airport in Chicago and traffic's messy, well, it might take you a while. You might be in the taxi for an hour, hour and a half. So standard deviation says, I think the data is going to be spread out. Let's see. ST. And now a lot of things pop up. They're standard. Now that's not it. Dev right there. I double click it. Get a parenthesis. Click C for the data. Close the parenthesis. 1,046 point da 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 da. Now I'm not even going to convert that to minutes. That's the wrong way to consider this number. This is sort of an unusual number. We'll talk about it in the second video. But the standard deviation, that's a larger number. That means I think my data is going to be fairly spread out. And like I said, common experience in Chicago says, yes, some days you can get to the airport quickly. Some days you're in traffic. You're parked on the interstate for a while. Quiz number, I think it's quiz number 7, which is in the week number 8 folder. You're going to need to be able to take a spreadsheet. I'm doing it Google Sheets. Microsoft Excel works fine. You need to know to use the average formula. You need to know the mean, the median, the mode, and the standard deviation formula as well. Quick note, if you are using Microsoft Excel and you type standard deviation, you're going to get, there's actually a ton of versions in Excel. There's dev P and A and all that. There should be a stdev, and that will work fine for you. If you use a different one, the answer might be a little different, but it should be similar. Go through those formulas, check out quiz number 7 in course documents, and then I will show you how to use these numbers and find percentiles and graphs in the next 2 videos for week number 8.